Hi, and welcome to the next edition of Meet the Founder. Today we're really fortunate. We have Oren Buskila here with us. Oren is a co-founder of Innoviz. He's also the Chief R&D Officer at Innoviz, so runs all the amazing technology that comes out of the company. My name is Ben Rabinowitz. I'm also a founder of AMITI. We founded AMITI about 11 years ago. I'm a managing partner. We're an early stage VC. We look to lead or co-lead rounds specifically at seed. Sometimes we'll also look at A. We're always looking for best team for the mission with real transformational technology that's targeted towards a big market that's going to be disrupted, or perhaps creating a new market that we believe is going to be big. The timing is right. The entrepreneurs are thinking big. They're thinking for the long run. And there are entrepreneurs that we are going to enjoy working with for many years and enjoying the journey with. So, and truly with Innoviz, that has been the case. We have all those aspects in, and we're very optimistic about the future and what the next few years are going to bring. So Oren, again, thanks so much for being here. Maybe just to start, tell us how you all came together, like how you knew, Omer specifically, but also, of course, Oren and Amit, and why it was so special for the four of you to come together.
So Omer and I know each other back from the military days. We served in the same elite R&D unit called 8-1. And we also worked together afterwards for a few years in a small startup that became a medium-sized startup. So we really got to know each other and appreciate each other's capabilities and learning to have fun working together. So we knew that when we'd start something, a company like we eventually did, we'd want to do that together. And Oren and Amit also, Oren Rodenzweig and Amit, our co-founders, also served in the same unit. We were in the same circles. Oren was flatmate of Omer for a while, so in the end we all came together. We really liked each other, and we set out on this journey.
Great. Maybe explain what a LiDAR is and what does it mean to be semi-autonomous, and maybe even give us insight into the first car that's going to have that capability.
Sure. So a LiDAR is a laser sensor, a light radar that allows the car to see the world in 3D in very high resolution. And it's considered a must for any real self-driving of the car. Now, real self-driving starts at what's called level 3. Level 3 is the level that the driver can actually take his eyes off the road and do something else. And this is just now starting. There are no such cars on the road. It's going to come next year in 2023. With the BMW Series 7, which will be the first car to have level 3 autonomy, and this will be based on Innoviz, our LiDAR. So LiDAR is really the enabler, but the trick or the challenge was to make it small enough, low cost enough, reliable enough, and yet keep the performance high to enable a car to drive itself.
Right, and I think that's one of the things that sometimes people in the market don't appreciate enough is how amazing that BMW Win was and is, and also what it means as a big step forward in terms of getting to semi-autonomous and autonomous driving. And also the fact that they have to start to take responsibility and liability for what happens on the roads just shows how important it is, the LiDAR that Innoviz is providing. Why do you think Innoviz will be clearly known as the dominant player, the dominant LiDAR supplier to the automotive market, in 2 or 3 years from now?
I think we're positioned in a very good place to be one of the main players in the automotive LiDAR space, and this is saying a lot because there's not going to be probably more than 2 or 3 companies doing that. This is how it is in all of the car parts. It's just so expensive to reach that SOP, that start of production stage, that after 2 or 3 players, it just doesn't make financial sense to do that. So I am confident that we're going to be there, and from then we're going to just grow exponentially with the market because in 10 years most of the cars we're going to see around us are going to be autonomous. So hopefully we'll see many Innoviz LiDARs in cars. On top of that, we're also providing the perception software. And today this is just for the LiDAR, but this will also probably expand beyond just the processing of the LiDAR. And beyond that, we're even now starting to enter other markets besides automotive. So there's things which are close, like trucking, self-driving trucks, but also everything robotic. Think of sidewalk delivery robots.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have many. You'll get your pizza in,
Right.
10 years from such a robot.
Or sooner.
Hopefully soon, if it's up to us, sooner than that.
Right.
All of those will have LiDARs and perception, and this is where Innoviz, I'm sure, will dominate.
Right. So AMITI's always done amazingly well whenever we've backed founders from 81, from your unit, because it's such a multidisciplinary unit and brings so many amazing technologies together, usually with the teams that we back. But you actually started in the paratroopers, so kind of tell us how you made that shift from paratrooper to 81. How did that happen?
Well, yeah, I did start in paratroopers. It was the demolition squad, actually. Mm-hmm. And it's a long story how it really happened and why I switched eventually to 81. I think it's a good combination to experience that difficulty, that physical discomfort, mm-hmm. and challenge of the combat service, and afterwards the very high-end development culture and challenges in 81. From the paratroopers, I take that sense of perseverance, that everything can be overtaken, everything can be done with enough just intention and relentlessness. Mm-hmm. Everything is possible, and also that nothing is really hard after paratroopers boot camp. I mean, I slept in a bush for 7 days. Okay, I had ants crawling up my back every night. What's raising money after that? Okay, right. What's a tough meeting? There's no such thing, right? You just get used to much harder stuff. Right. Everything gets easy.
Good. I remember in the early days when we were just ramping up Innoviz, and I remember we were starting to work on that. Looking at the org charts, and there was like quite a few people starting to report into you. And I remember saying to you, how do you going to manage, okay, I understand when 4 or 5 people direct reporting into you, but the organization's getting bigger and scaling. If you had to give advice to people that are going to be future team leaders in Innoviz or wherever, what advice would you give them about leading those teams and how many to report into you?
Well, Innoviz really grew very fast. So the company is 400 people now. R&D is 300, just 6 years from the start of the company. So we had to continuously adapt our organizational structure, and I'd say mostly for founders or also for managers who are starting a new organization, they need, I think, to pick the first team carefully. They need to see them as the DNA of their organization. They're going to dictate how the organization's culture is going to be. And they hopefully will be the backbone of this organization. They will be the first managers. They will build their own organizations underneath you. So you need to choose them wisely. And I think we did a pretty decent job, mm-hmm. with the first team that we had, yes. Team of 14.
It was actually an amazing team.
Yeah. Which were all were actually dear friends, mm-hmm. Which we've worked with before. This always helps. And they really allowed us to kick off the company and ramp up amazingly fast.
So I think we're going to wrap up, but I also just want to say you're inspirational in terms of the way that you work unbelievable hours in leading the Innoviz team. You raising a family, renovating a house, run marathons, preparing for Ironman. The way you balance all that and excel at all that at the same time, it's truly inspirational. We're very excited about the future for Innoviz. We still believe we're early in the journey, and you guys clearly are going to transform the world and get us. And it's always important to remember, autonomous cars. It's a nice slogan, but it allows people that are physically challenged to get from place to place, really reduce the cost of transportation for everyone. It kind of evens the playing field, and makes our roads so much more safer. So it's really important, from a world perspective, what Innoviz is doing. And Oren, thanks so much for all that you do.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for having me here, and thank you, AMITI, for believing in us and backing up from the start. This really meant a lot and is part of why we're here now.
Great, thanks.